This is my math practice worksheets packet, and I'm going to show you how to do Tuesday's assignment called the multiplication puzzle. Now, the first thing you'll need to do is cut out all the rectangles that you see on pages 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Yes, that is a lot of cutting. So that's your first job, is to cut all of those out. You're also going to need that really big 11 by 17 paper that's in your folder, the really big one. And after you have everything cut out, you can pause the video if you need to come back. You're going to have 4 stacks. You're going to have equations. They will either have a multiplication symbol like 13 times 28 equals n. N stands for number, an unknown number. Or it will look like this, an unknown number equals 12 times 12. This dot is another symbol that mathematicians use for multiplication. If you find the dot confusing, you can just go over it and turn it into a times symbol. But that's what that dot means, and you will see that throughout your mathematical career, that mathematicians often use that dot to mean times. You will have equations, you'll have a stack of word problems, you will have a stack of arrays showing those multiplication problems, and then you'll also have a stack of pictures illustrating that problem. The next thing you're going to do is look through these stacks so that when it's time to sort and match them, you'll be able to see which equations match with which word problem, array, and picture, okay? Now the equations, you can probably just leave those alone. There's not much to do there. You can just leave them sorted. Then you want to look at your word problems, and you want to figure out what equation is this word problem talking about. An opossum sleeps about 19 hours per day. About how many hours does it sleep in a 2-week time period? Okay, so I want to think about which equation could match this problem. A possum sleeps 19 hours per day over a 2-week period, where 1 week is 7 days, so 2 weeks is 14 days. So I would have to do 19 hours for each day. So that's 19 times 14. And then you'll want to go to the next word problem and figure out what equation is here. Could be represented for this problem. Emperor penguins weigh 12 pounds and leopard seals weigh 12 times as much. How much do leopard seals weigh? Okay, if an emperor penguin is 12 pounds and a leopard seal is 12 times as much as a penguin. Okay, so that's going to be 12 times 12. Oh, I remember seeing that one. So I can maybe match this equation matches with this word problem. And then you're going to want to look at the arrays and figure out what equation is being illustrated in this array. This one's kind of a tricky one. Look at the sides, because think when we build our skeletons for arrays, we always put one number going down and one number going across the top. This picture illustrates 10, 11, 12, 13 times 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So this picture array illustrates 13 times 28. Oh, look, it's right there. Oh, that was a match. That was easy. So those two will match. Here's another one. This is an illustration of 10, 11, 12 times 10, 11, oh, 12 times 12. Oh, wait, I just saw that one, didn't I? Okay, so this array matches this word problem and this equation. So you see how those are all starting to fit together. And then lastly, you want to look at all of the picture illustrations of these problems. Here I have the number 26, and it's represented 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 times. So this is a picture of 26 times 17. Did I count that right? 5, 10, 15, 16, 17. Yep. So then I would want to make sure and look for an equation that shows 26 times 17, and that will be a match. We'll show you that part in a minute. Here's another picture. Oh, this is a lot of 13, so this is going to be a big multiplication problem. How many 13s is this? Well, this is a row of 7. 4 rows of 7 makes 28, so this is an illustration of 13 times 28. Once you have looked through all of your equations, word problems, arrays, and pictures, then you're going to want to get this piece of paper so you can organize them and make matches. Here's an example. Here is a story problem that matches an equation. The story problem says, koalas eat 11 ounces of eucalyptus leaves every day. How much do they consume in 23 days? So I match the equation with the story problem. And it's okay if the equation says 23 times 11, and I wrote on the paper 11 times 23, because we know that multiplication is commutative, so that won't make a difference. It's the same either way. Then I found this array that had 10, 11. I'm really just looking at the blocks on the side there. Like this section is 11 and this section is 23. Okay, that's how I drew them. And then I found another picture that matches this as well. 5, 10, 11 groups of 23. Okay, I found a match. Now I'm going to try to find another one. I saw this equation. This is probably one of the trickiest ones here. Some number n times 15 equals 330. This is tricky because I'm not just looking for the answer, I'm looking for one of the factors, which made this problem a little bit harder. But I did find this story problem and I noticed the number 330 in it. So I thought this could be the story problem. African lions weigh 15 times as much as Canadian lynxes. If an African lion weighs 330 pounds, how much does a Canadian lynx weigh? I wrote CL for Canadian lynx. This equation has some number. It can be any letter or combination of letters just to show that that's the unknown number. Times 15, dot 15, that's the same as times, equals 330. If you take the Canadian lynx and you multiply it by 15, you'll get the African lion. So what is the Canadian lynx? And that is where I got a little bit tripped up. What number times 15 equals 330? And if you had to, you could use a calculator to figure out that it is 22 times 15 equals 330. What I did was I looked for an array that had the number 15 across the top. 10, 15. And here is 22, 10, 22. And I noticed that the answer was 100, 200, 300, 10, 20, 30. And that's when I knew that I had found the right array. Once I knew this one, 15 times 22, then I found this picture that matched it, 15 groups of 22. You do not need to glue these down. You can if you have glue, and there's enough on the back for you to glue down 4 sets. What I want you to do is to just go through as many puzzle pieces as you can and try to match all of them. I believe there are 8 total. And then you'll go on to Seesaw and say how it went and try the next slide where you say if one set is true or false and why.